Hello, Affton, and welcome to this week's edition of Cougar News. I'm Mitchell Augustoli.
And I'm Sean Michael Kenny, and today is Wednesday, February 25th.
You know, Sean, I hear about some up-and-coming renovations for the school in the upcoming years. I think Justine did a story on it. Let's go to it.
Lately, there have been some rumors regarding some new school renovations coming soon to Affton. I met with some of the Affton staff to see what these renovations are and what they mean for the Affton students.
The ones that I'm aware of are in the front lobby by the Cougar. Are going to put an additional glass wall there or something to that effect. So when people get buzzed in, they can't go directly to wherever they want to walk to. They are still securely locked in. They'll have to go over to the attendance window and talk to our attendance person before they get buzzed in to come into the school itself. So that's for security reasons. I know another improvement, we're going to address the locker rooms, varsity, JV, in the lower gym, along with the trainer's room. We're going to improve that all, possibly knocking a wall out that separates the two locker rooms in the middle, and then put the trainer's room in there somewhere and make it bigger and nicer. So that's a project going to start, what I've heard is maybe next fall. So we'll have to work around gym classes and things like that in that area.
After meeting with Mr. Bierman, I met with Coach Boehm to see how he believes the renovations are going to affect the students.
Depending on how extensive the renovations are, obviously just having new locker rooms, they haven't been redone in God knows how long. I just think it'll reflect better when other schools come in and have to use our locker rooms for away games. Also, it'll be better for our own students to have a little pride that they have something nice to go into every day. It gives more room, hopefully, if they plan it right, for the football team and all the other teams to use, so that the space is utilized and we're making the most of the space that we have.
As always, this has been Justine Pipitone with Cougar News.
Thanks, Justine. Mitchell, you okay, man?
No, man, these new bells are giving me headaches.
Relax. Evan did a story on them.
If you haven't noticed, the bells and phones have been acting weird. I asked Mr. Lukey and Mr. Bierman what's going on. Why are you changing the phone systems, Mr. Bierman?
Phone system and bell system go hand in hand together, and Mr. Dillon, who's in charge of technology for the district,
All right.
He's kind of working on all this and directing this.
Well, the phone system has been an ongoing project, and Dr. Dillon, the Director of Technology and Innovation for Affton School District, has been responsible for investigating, identifying a system that we were going to use, and putting that system into place. Bringing it in and installing it and making everything that is associated with the phone system work has been incredibly complex. Affton High School is an older building, and we've put lots of different systems in over time. So when you go in and you start to take apart old systems, problems always identify themselves. So they had to run cords that go to the phones. It's an internet-based system. It's not like a landline like old school.
Yeah.
It's internet-based. So because of that, they had to run specific wiring.
Bells.
Well, the bells, it was an independent system. Okay. And there was lots of layers. Like, you've got the phones that throughout the building, but then they can also do like intercom, like where you can call into a classroom and talk to someone.
Yeah.
We have the announcements. So there were all of those like layers of things that they had to work through undoing, and then knowing how they worked, that they had to tie into the new phone system and then figure out how to work with the new phone system.
Well, there you have it. There's a new phone system and a new bell system. This is Evan Lynn from Cougar News.
I think it's time for a commercial break.
Checkmate, I win.
Oh, why? Why am I so bad at chess?
Hey, why not just join the chess club?
But don't you be good at chess to join the chess club?
No, not at all. Just go talk to Mr. Hildebrand.
Thanks, friend. You're the best.
Hey, you!
What?
What? Do you like sports?
Yeah.
Do you have school spirit?
Yeah.
Do you like supporting your fellow students? Heck yeah.
Then see Miss Loris in room 30 to sign up for Varsity Sports Club.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Join Varsity Sports Club today.
Hey, Mitchell.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I wonder how much theater's put into the musical this year.
You know, I do not know, but Heidi did do a story on the effort that the theater put into Hello Dolly. Let's take a look.
A lot of you may be wondering what really goes on for a musical. Between the costumes, the lights, the sets, and of course the acting, there's a lot to do. Here's what some of our directors have to say about putting on the final production.
It's been a lot of work, so I think that's pretty much the hardest part of being a director for this show.
Here's some of the members. This is what they have to say about it. What's the hardest part about building the sets?
Trying to figure out where it should be positioned at and how to build it. And if we have enough wood, and if we don't have enough wood, then we have to rethink about what we just did.
Well, I get to see all the different people work together on one project, so I thought it was kind of cool.
I enjoy the song and dance. I'm a very, theatrical person.
Thanks, Heidi. Sean, I wonder how the Thomas Bully fundraising has been going on.
I don't know, but let's ask Randy.
What is the Thomas Bully Fund?
Thomas Bully Fund is a fund that was set up to help with the medical cost for Mr. Bully's son, Thomas. Thomas has a syndrome called OMS. It stands for opsoclonus myoclonus syndrome. It is an immune system problem and can be accompanied by cancerous tumors, which Thomas did have, but it was removed about a year ago. Those tumors are called neuroblastomas. Extremely rare disease. 1 in 10 million people, usually toddlers, can contract it, and it's a lifelong disease. So there is an expert doctor that the Bully family would like to take Thomas to get his opinion. And this fund was set up to help with those travel costs and to help with the ongoing chemo treatments and infusions that Thomas has to have weekly.
Some of the things we have done are...
Last fall we did our first Pie in the Face challenge. The idea behind this was to have all of the homecoming court pairs to be paired up with a staff member. And so myself, Mr. Policonis, Mr. Jennings, Mr. Utah, and Mr. Moiko all attempted to raise as much money as we could in a couple weeks. And the winning team, if you call them that, basically raised the most money, got pied in the face during the homecoming pep assembly. And so the winners this year was Mr. Utah, the winner / loser. So it was a lot of fun. We raised almost $1,400. So the Minute to Win It challenge is a 60-second competition between the classes that was during the homecoming pep assembly. And the idea is the winner is the class that raises the most amount of money in 60 seconds. And this year the senior class won, but we all won because we raised almost $200 in 60 seconds. So it was really another great event.
What is coming up?
Our big event for the year is called Tag Along with Thomas, and it's on March 14th. It's here at the high school up on the track, and it's from 12 to 4. And the idea is that there's 2 ways to participate. There's multiple ways to participate. The 2 major ways are either to form a team, and those teams are going to basically walk the track. And for every lap they walk, they are going to raise money. Whoever they got to basically make pledges for them. So that's one opportunity to raise money. Second opportunity is just to show up the day of, and we're going to have all types of events for people to participate in. We're going to have food and drink, probably some representatives from either the Blues or the Rams. We're going to have a lot of giveaways and some raffles. You can buy t-shirts. Basically, it'll be a big event to celebrate this great charity, and just to get the Affton community involved. We do a lot of things here at the high school, but the concept is let's incorporate not just the high school students, let's also incorporate family members, community members, Rogers, Gotch, Manier, even the Early Childhood Center, administration. Anyone who wants to participate is welcome, and so you can...
I just want to make sure that everybody understands that just because an event happens and it's over, it doesn't mean that Thomas's issues stop. This is an ongoing effort for all of us, and we're trying to be creative and think of different ways that we can help.
For more information, go to gofundme.com or see Ms. Miller in room 34. This is Randy Stringer, signing off.
Glad to see the progress. Thanks, Randy.
Sean, didn't you get to meet up with the Teacher of the Week?
I sure did. Hey, Affton. This week's Teacher of the Week is Coach Bame. So I went around and got some interviews from some students on why he is deserving of Teacher of the Week.
Because he's just a great guy. He's a good role model for the kids. He's a great teacher. He lets them know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. And overall, I think he deserves it because of all the time he spends with the athletes and the students.
Because he motivates everybody and doesn't let them slack off. He's a great coach.
He's very instructional to the young freshmen in gym class, and he's a very good volleyball coach. He's just a very good guy.
Congrats, Coach Bain. And this is Sean Kenny, Cougar News. Hey, Mitchell.
What's up?
Do you ever think people wonder what's going on behind the scenes of Cougar News?
I know I used to a lot. Good thing our friend over here, Wesley, did a story on behind the scenes. Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have this week for Three.
This year marks the 10th anniversary of Cougar News. I talked with the crew on how they felt about Cougar News.
It's always fun. I mean, there's nothing, I don't have anything against it. It's, every once in a while it gets stressful, but you know, that's just with the class and that's just school, really.
It's a lot of fun, you know, I get to learn a lot of new things, not only about people at Affton, but also about like the things that are going around in Affton. I know it's definitely helped me with problem solving, you know, doing stories every week and trying to work around all the things that come up that you don't realize that'll probably happen. But it's definitely been a learning experience and I've had a lot of fun this year.
Go ahead and take it. I mean, I love it actually. I love being able to go out and film.
I'd say definitely expect to have a lot of fun, but don't ever expect things to go your way. Because you always have a plan that you're going to work out, and I guarantee it's never going to work out exactly the way that you want it to.
If they like to film, if they like to edit, if they like to interact with people, if they like to come up with story ideas and problem solve and have a lot of structure that they work well within. So I think if they like all of those things, then I think then TV production would be a good fit for them.
I have a high rating in this class.
I'd say it's definitely a 10. 12!
This is Wesley Balkin with Cougar News, signing out.
Nice, Wesley.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, those are really good grades.
Thanks.
You know, with grades like those, you could join A+.
What's A+?
A+ is a scholarship program. All you need is a 2.5 GPA, 95% attendance rate, and 50 service hours.
Where do I sign up?
Down at Miss Allen's office with the big A+ on it.
I wonder what it'd be like if I was in Cougar. Thanks, baby. That story was great. Now here's more about the Ice Bucket Challenge. I wish I was in Cougar News.
For more information about TV production, see me, Miss Malone, in room 46, or your counselor today.
Well, Sean, looks like the rest of the stories are about seniors.
As it should be.
For sure, for sure. You know, I also heard some really good news about Amir Tuzlich.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Watch my story and find out. Every artist's dream is to sell their paintings, and I got to speak with one artist who accomplished that most recently, Amir Tuzlich. Amir has excelled with painting throughout high school and has no intentions of slowing down. I spoke to him as well as Mr. Brewer to get their opinions on this achievement. Amir, how was the process of selling your first painting?
I was actually working at the time downstairs and the art show was upstairs, and some lady came down and she says, "We're looking for Amir," and I'm like, "That's me," and they're like, "Someone's interested in purchasing one of your paintings," and I'm like, "Are you serious?" They approached me and they said, "How do you feel about selling a painting?" I was like, "Well, I thought about it, but I never really thought it'd happen now, you know?"
Mr. Brewer, what does it mean to you when one of your students sells a painting?
Well, it means that they're finding some success in the world because in our culture, once you start selling your work, it's a vote of confidence in your work. It's a vote in yourself and what you do. And it just kind of inspires you to want to keep going on, too.
Amir, what does the future hold for you with painting?
Well, this has like opened up a lot of roads. I wanted to become an art teacher. That was the plan. But, you know, this happening, it's kind of gave me a little taste of what is possible and what can come more from painting. So it's opened up a lot, and like I can reach for it more, I guess.
If a student wanted to become an artist, what should they do?
The main thing is draw like crazy. Just draw everything you see, draw everything you think about. When you get to school, go like crazy in your art classes.
What advice could you give students who are interested in becoming an artist?
Just keep pushing yourself. Literally, like, try something new, no matter how many times. If you're painting, you can paint over it. It's something I've learned, that you can literally paint over anything and any mistake. It's a cool thing about paint.
This is Mitchell Doley, Cougar News.
Congrats to Amir.
Indeed, indeed. You know what's exciting, Sean?
What?
Senior night, winter sports.
Well, Anjane did a story on it.
Let's go to it.
Senior night was really fun. It was the first time that the dance team did hip hop. So that was really fun to see everyone like trying really hard to get that done.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was fun to get a bunch of fans out there, and it was even better to beat Berkeley because we lost to them earlier in the Orchard Farm tournaments.
I think our senior night went really well. I'm just really sad it was our last home game. I'm really gonna miss my teammates next year.
On my senior night, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a little emotional with me and my best friends.
Thanks, Sanjana. Have you heard anything about the senior superlatives?
No idea. But Abby did do a story on it. Let's go to it.
Senior superlatives have been an Affton tradition dating back to the 1940s. It is a fun way to remember your classmates. Some of the categories have been around 30 plus years. Most likely to be president, most athletic, biggest flirt, prettiest eyes, for example. Other categories are added to show the change of times, always on the phone, and best car are examples. The yearbook staff chooses the categories, and a questionnaire is distributed to all seniors. In the past, this has been done during seminar, but this year the yearbook staff has used Google Forms to create the questionnaire. The yearbook staff also had paper copies available to students who preferred that form better. Out of the senior class, 95 out of the 180 students voted for superlatives this year, which is more than what they've had in the past 2 years. Senior superlatives follow the senior class pictures in the yearbook. And yes, students can still purchase a 2014 to 2015 yearbook, either by filling out a form that is in Miss Loris's room, or they can email Miss Loris themselves and she will send them a form. You can also purchase a yearbook directly from Herff Jones. This is Abby Hill with Cougar News, signing off.
Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Cougar News.
Thanks for watching. Stay classy, Affton.
Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all. No! What did I say?
I wonder how much the theater class is putting in. I messed up really bad.
Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have here for this week's edition of Cougar News.
Thanks for watching. Stay classy, Affton.
When you pointed, you were right over your face.
Dang.
You were like,
no!
I hate
Alright.
when my mom gives me gushers that are all the same color.
Should I put it like this?
Hey, well, quit complaining. She gave me some gushers.
Should I put my glasses like this?
No.
Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have this week for poop. Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have this week for this week's edition. I just said week twice. Get it put into the music. Yeah. It's hella dolly again. Oh, shit. Stop. Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have this week for God Bless America.
Hey, Mitchell, do you ever think people wonder what's going on behind the scenes of Cougar News?
I for sure know that I used to wonder a lot. Good thing Mr. Wesley, God bless it.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Hey, don't fool me this time.
Adrenaline's going.
Don't worry, I get it all the time from her.
That's okay.
You ready?
Tough skin. Thanks,
Wait,
Abby.
you were saying tough skin.
Oh my days, why can't I? Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Cougar News.
Thanks for watching. Stay classy, Affton.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of messed up on that.
Lucky for everyone else at Wesley. What's your last name?
Bockham.
Bockham. Bockham. Thanks, Abby. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Cougar News.
Thanks for watching. I messed up.
Sean,